Okay, so I'm a writer, not an actor, so I have things written down because that's what I do, I write stuff. And there's no podium, which is very stressful, but I'll do my best. I'm really moved and a little freaked out. Look, I'm a natural born diva. I'll put on a gown and jewels and accept an award. I used to live in San Francisco, so I'm excited to come back to the city that I went to, like right after I graduated from college. It's wonderful. But accepting an award, I always get a little freaked out when I have to accept an award because I think it's crazy that I'm getting awards at all. I sit in a room in my pajamas and I write stuff down. I make stuff up for a living. I'm like a professional make stuff upper. So the idea that I get awards is very strange because I don't actually save lives or manage crises. I write about it. I'm not changing the world. I just pretend I'm changing the world on TV. GLAAD. Now, GLAAD is actually changing the world. Yeah. GLAAD is changing the world as much as it can, one step at a time, one cause at a time, one person at a time. And all of you need to give money $1 at a time. GLAAD is actually the real thing. So the first time I came in contact with GLAAD was, I'm just going to call it a really bad scandal happened at Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. And the guys I met from GLAAD who showed up were amazing. They actually helped. They were my Olivia Pope before there was actually an Olivia Pope. So I really want to thank GLAAD for that first, for being so freaking on it. Because let me tell you, when someone says something they shouldn't say, GLAAD shows up and they're there before you even know that they needed to be there. GLAAD is on it. GLAAD rocks. But I also want to thank everyone who supports the shows by watching them. I think if you watch my shows, you're supporting my shows, or maybe you're just learning to support the shows. You're learning to support the LGBT community. I've tried really hard to be fearless about making the shows, about showing people of diverse colors and sexual orientations, and I've like to say the word that I've tried to be fearless because I've heard some of my peers who are showrunners, say that they have fear and concern about writing about people who are of different colors or of different sexual orientations. They're afraid of being labeled as being inauthentic. This bugs the crap out of me. Look, I'm a straight girl looking for a husband. If anybody knows anybody out there, I'm looking for a husband. I'm a straight girl looking for my McDreamy or my President Fitz or whatever. But I tell stories about people who are not straight and about girls who are looking for their Miss Dreamies or whatever's going on there. And I do it because why not? I think that characters can be dark and complex and layered like Cyrus, or funny and charming and romantic like Arizona. Right? I'm not trying to be fancy or precious about it. I think that love is universal. And I think that in telling LGBT stories, I'm telling everyone's story. Love is in fact universal, right? Why don't people get that? Like, why do you have to have an award that reminds people that maybe they should remember that? That's a problem to me. Here's what I think. I think every time a politician or a religious leader or a TV show or a reporter slams the LGBT community or suggests that who you love is wrong or places moral judgment on someone's ability to be the gender they are inside or tries to convince the world that two people who are of the same sex should not marry, every time one of those people does something like this to the LGBT community, I think it diminishes every community. I think hate diminishes. I think hate and intolerance are an attack. I think when someone straight hates on gay people, it makes all the straight people who do nothing look bad. I think everyone, straight or gay, should be doing something about the fact that there are people out there who are spreading the idea that God doesn't like people who love people who are of the same sex. The same way that that a little while ago, black and white people got together and did something about the fact that there were people who told my grandmother she had to sit in the back of the bus. I think LGBT rights are the civil rights movement of our time. And I think I want my daughters to grow up in a world in which there is more love than hate. I think I want them to know a world in where everyone is free. So that's why I write the stories that I do, because everyone should be free. Love should be universal. And no one should get to tell me or you or my kid who they can love or who they can marry or have babies with. I'm honored that I get to tell these stories. I'm honored that I have friends who really trust me with the private details of their lives to use on my shows. And I'm honored that I get, it's true. My friends tell me super secret things and I write them into the shows. It's who I am. I'm honored that some of you come up to me on the street or come up to me in the store or write me letters and tell me stories about your lives. I feel like it's the way that I get stuff done. It makes it possible for me to write from a place of authenticity. Stories that people tell me are what make my writing begin to ring true. The stories I get have done amazing things, because I get these letters. I get letters that come from kids who say that Callie helped them come out to their parents, or that Addison's mom helped their parent come out to them, which I think is amazing. I get stories from people who say that Erica Hahn helped them have language about leaves on trees to explain to their friends about who they were. I get a letter from a transgender dad. I got one letter from a transgender dad who told me that the stories that we were telling on private practice helped him understand the struggles that his kid was having. I got a letter from two soldiers, two different soldiers, who told me that the stories that we were telling about gay soldiers on Grey's Anatomy gave them a language to tell their unit about what they were about and who they were. Those stories, the stories I hear from my friends, the stories I get from the letters, the stories that people tell me on the street, those stories make me feel like we're going to tell the stories that are true to everybody in the LGBT community. And I'm really proud of that. Here's what I love about telling those stories, because they're my story too. Gay, lesbian, bigender, transgender stories are not just the stories of gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender people. They're everyone's stories, because, dude, there's a lot of gay people out there. Everyone, whether they know it or not, has someone LGBT in their life. They're in your office, they're in your family, they're your friend. Love is universal. Hate should not be legislated. Everyone should be free. So I just want to say, Obama rocked when he came out for same-sex marriage. He's pretty cool. So, vote, and vote hard, because there's some pretty scary stuff that happens if we don't all get into it and vote really hard. I've talked a long time, so I should probably shut up now and go drink some more wine. I have to drink 4 glasses of wine to talk in front of people. And I just want to thank Carrie for being here, and Guillermo and Katie. It's amazing. And I want to thank GLAAD for bestowing me with this honor, and it truly feels like an honor. I'm going to do my best in the future to deserve the honor that's bestowed upon me and to make GLAAD proud. So thank you.